Hey guys, it is about 11 o'clock on Saturday, and I am about to get some more work done on the Lucky Strike RGV 250. It's been a couple of weeks, I think, since I posted anything. I have been putting down the graphics, something I didn't think I'd have to do actually. Not something I'm even really good at, but I figured it out. And the shop didn't want to take it on, I guess, so they dropped the graphics off over here and said have at it. So we're doing the best we can. Let me show you where we're at and what we're going to do today. All right, that's the upper. If you remember from last time, you can look at the other videos. Everything has been painted red and white. So if it's not red and white, then it's vinyl. They had vinyl printed from a custom graphics guy. And I got to tell you, curving vinyl, trying to get it to match up is pretty difficult. At least it is for me the first time. All this vinyl, the gold and the black came straight. So any curves I had to make myself and try and get it on there. It was new to me, but a little bit of heat and patience, and I think I got it pretty good. Got them to line up. It's also pretty hard to get these. These are two different pieces of vinyl, so trying to get them to lay right next to each other without overlapping and without creating a gap is also pretty difficult to do. But again, a lot of time, patience, and a little heat to make it flexible, and they do curve okay. So that is the upper. Now, there's a whole story on the lower, so I'm going to save that for later. This is, that's front fender. There's the gas tank. Again, these were straight, so I had to cut those curves. I kind of cut them with scissors, and then trying to miss that air vent there was a challenge. But cut the curves, get them to a point like that, try to get them even on both sides, try and get the same gap all the way down the curve to match the curve. A lot of time, a lot of patience. Again, I'm sure some people out there are really good at it, but I'm not one of those people. This was the first time I had to do it. It's a big learning experience, and I think it came out okay. More graphics. Alright, so this was all red and white. We added gold, black, and the lettering and graphics. Anything you see there that's not shiny, that's because it's been sanded down a little bit. I sand down all my clear coat between coats usually. I let it sit for a day, sand it down, and then come back. Now, let's talk about the lower. The lower, I have not finished, obviously. You see this weird red stuff down there. So, I don't know what to do with the lower. I'm a little bit at a loss here, and let me show you why. The decals are here, and I cut that out, trying to figure out what in the world I was going to do, trying to figure out how I was going to do it, and I still don't know. The challenge is it's supposed to go something like this, right? And actually it's probably supposed to go more up here, and right there where the body line is what you're supposed to split Lucky Strike, and that CKY is supposed to, I guess, go into the air vent like this, or fold it down. The problem is when you fold it down that much, then the top of your circle is down here, and the top of the other circle is up here, right? So they won't line up anymore. And if you look at the Lucky Strike pictures online, you'll see that they get this stuff to line up perfectly. It comes up here and stops, and comes up here and goes around. So how I do that with this, and what I was given anyway, I don't know. I had a chance to look at a couple of Lucky Strike bikes in person, and what I found was they put these logos on in multiple pieces. So the lettering was one decal, and I think the gold and black was another decal, and I believe the red was all painted on. And I'm not sure about the white. I think the white might have been the white from the background. But if you do it like that, somehow you got to tape off a circle, paint it red, and then put your Lucky Stripe letters on it, and then come back and put down the other. What I think I might do is talk to the shop, and now I'm out of time. I've been working on this way too long. I have a full-time job that takes up a lot of my time, and I'm really behind on this, and I have to travel on Monday, and so I won't be able to work on this until I get back. So my goal was to actually finish this today, let it dry, drop it off at the shop on Monday, but I don't think I can do that because I don't have these new decals, and so they're not going to go on. Even if I did have them, at this point I'm not even sure I could get them on. So I think maybe I'm going to go back over there, talk to guys at the shop, and see if I can't convince them to remake these. And honestly, I kind of think the best thing to do is to have it, the white part of it, and then I can sort of guess the red, and I don't have to be perfect because I could maybe cover it up with white vinyl and then do the letters separate. So I might go over there today and see if I can't get them to do that, because I honestly don't know any other way to do it. If you guys know, let me know. Put some comments down there and tell me what you think. But the goal for today, since I'm obviously not going to have this done, is to clear coat everything that is done. So there are 4 pieces done. Everything but the lower is ready to be clear coated for the most part. I'm going to scuff up some paint on the tank that still needs to be scuffed up. I think the fender might still need to be scuffed up, and then we're gonna lay down some clear, a lot of clear on all 4 of those pieces. I'll let those cure and get them to the shop. This other piece obviously isn't going to make it, I don't think. All right, guys, I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. All right, I want to show you a little bit of how I set things up here in the booth. I got the tank hanging, front fender over there, tail over here, and the upper here. So I use these sawhorses, and I just put the back in the corner there, and that typically gives me enough room to get around everything. It's going to be tight on this side, but that's okay. And sometimes I move stuff around, like I might move that out before I spray it, but it's not the best setup. I'm going to replace all these sawhorses at some point with freestanding stands that I've seen other guys use. That would be a lot better. I can get around it better. It doesn't take up as much room in this little space. But I have a lot of vinyl on here, and we're gonna clear over top of all of it. So I want to show you, this is what I use as an adhesion promoter. So what I do, and I already have one coat on, I generally get everything ready and then spray a quick coat. I mean a really quick coat. This stuff goes on like a fire hose, so you gotta kind of be quick with it, and then let it set up a few minutes. Do it one more time, let it set up a few minutes, and then I'm gonna come back and kind of do another quick coat over just the vinyl with the clear, and I'll let that set up. I do that twice, so it'll be just quick, wait 5 minutes, quick, one more quick, wait 5 minutes, and then we go on full wet coat. So the reason I do that is because I've had some bad experience with vinyl in the past. If you go full heavy coat on top of vinyl, sometimes your hardener will react with the adhesive under vinyl, and you'll just turn into a mess. And I definitely learned from that experience, and that's when I started doing it this way. Got some tips from some pros, and that was the method they recommended. Some people will actually sand it. I've done that too. You can sand the vinyl instead of using an adhesion promoter. That does work, but I get worried about sanding on vinyl sometimes, especially when it's printed vinyl. I don't know how how thick the layer of paint is, or ink or whatever they use to print. And I don't want to sand through it, because if I sand through it, then I gotta paint over it, and now I'm just quadrupling my time. So that's it. Next step, probably one more quick coat of adhesion promoter, and then we're going to start with quick coats of clear just on the vinyl, and then full wet coats after that. All right, we have all our clear on. I did 3 wet coats, 12 minutes apart. Go over everything. Here she is. We're almost done. So the tank, the upper, the tail, and the front fender are all done. They all have 3 coats of clear over top of the vinyl. There is now probably 5 coats of clear on the white at this point, I think, and 4 on the red. So we have plenty of clear, and like always, there's a little bit of dust here or there. This one has probably the most, because it's a big flat spot facing up, so dust just lands on it. But that sands out. You sand it out, buff it, and it'll look perfect. So that's it for the Lucky Strike for now. And I don't know what we're going to do about the lower yet. I have to go travel for work, and maybe they can put the decal on it for me while I'm gone, and then I can clear it when I get back. We'll see. That's it for now.